Hello, hello. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was uploading YouTube videos and stuff. Right. I was like, what were we working on? And the answer is we were working on a turnaround. Where do I want to put this arm? I don't want it to be super close to him. It'll be okay. This'll be fine. Oh yeah, I have like an entire thing that I can go and post somewhere. I'm gonna see if people want to, on Fur Affinity, come and do this. I don't know. And I'm gonna also post it over on Blue Sky as well, and also on... I don't know, let me see. I don't know what I'm doing. I have to do all of the, like... code tags and stuff on Fur Affinity. Sorry, I should have done this before going live, but my brain short-circuited. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, this is fine. Hopefully this will work in the way that I need it to. I'm fine. I know what's going on. How's everybody? Is anybody in stream? Yes, hello. Oh my god, everybody's in here. Okay, sorry, I'm punching links. How is everyone? Hi, Aqua. Hi, Gamby. Hi, Cal. How was the wedding? It was really, really good. Hilariously, there was actually a severe thunderstorm while we were doing it, so everybody got super soaked, and that was pretty much how that went. But it ended up clearing up, and we ended up not getting super soaked at the end of it. But in the beginning, we were legitimately not sure if we were actually going to be able to have our wedding because it was really, really bad. And then at that point, thankfully it cleared up, and then we were able to do the entire thing. And there was also at like one point, like they had to let everybody know that there was a chance that they could get electrocuted. It was really fun. Let's see. Okay, I posted it. Sorry, I'm going to post these other posts really, really quick. Sorry. And then we'll draw an arm. Oh! Almost there. I'm almost doing it. Oh my god. But yeah, otherwise doing good, recovering from the wedding, all in all, and it was, I don't know, it was exhausting, but it was very fun. Yes, it was this last week when we had that thunderstorm. Yes, it was on Sunday. Um, and it just, yeah, it blew through and it just like dumped exactly when we needed to be walking down the aisle, and like the entire thing was outside. Well, I guess it was half inside, half outside because we were in a greenhouse. But to get to the greenhouse, we had to move from one building that was probably about, I would say like a half a mile away from the actual greenhouse itself. So it was like, all right, how are we going to get from point A to point B without literally getting drenched? So that was fun. Okay, let me see what we got going on here. Hold on. One more thing, and then I'm ready to go. Okay. There's that. There's that. Okay, let me draw. Oh, nice. Visited my grandma's. Took some photos. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I've been busy as all snot. It was crazy. And then, not busy at all. Like, now I feel like, okay, I graduated school, and now it's like, I've just been applying for jobs a lot. And then that's been just pretty much the overall vibe here. And that's it. And hopefully I will just get a job soon, because it's definitely been a lot of me either getting rejected or not hearing back from companies, which is unfortunate. Oh, look at that. Oh, not that brush. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, honestly, that sounds like such a cool place to go and study. Like, I'd be out of here. Out of here. Jason and I are just waiting on his application to Auckland to get back to him as well. So similar boat for him. He's just kind of hanging out and waiting to hear news. No, Brady's little outfit. God damn it, he's so cute. Nice. Graduate 2027. Probably go to Scotland fall of 2027. Yeah, make sure that you start like saving up now if you can. Like, I don't know what your situation is for like part-time work or things like that, if you're doing any like summer jobs or if you're working while you're going to high school, things like that. But if you can save up literally as much as you can. I know that like for me, like because you're doing undergrad, they probably have better tuition assistance, but I know for Jason and I, it's like about $7,000 per person. That includes like the plane ticket, like 2 months of rent if they don't. Well, and you could do student housing over there too, probably, because Jason and I aren't doing student housing, so you probably need to save up less. But like, definitely, if you can just start putting stuff away, it'll help you get your like all your stuff across the ocean, because that's really the most expensive part is the dumb planes. Darn planes. Alright, this is where... Oh, I see. From what I've seen the 200K is what I got for 4 years. Yeah. Well, like, yeah, that'll depend yeah, on grants and student assistance and like all of that other stuff. Each school kind of handles that differently, but once you get into contact with their admissions team, they'll be able to help you figure out exactly like, okay, this is like what I actually need for this entire process and how the whole thing is gonna go. And then they can give you a good estimate. I only plan on taking necessities, electronics, clothes, basic stuff. Yeah, and it depends on the sizes of the dorms too, because oftentimes like the dorms are really, really small, and so you can't fit like nearly as much in it as you think you can. So that's a really good plan. Travel light. Let me see. This is what I want. No. Yeah, travel light. That's what we're doing too. We're literally selling like literally everything because I'm not paying $1 billion to move all of my furniture across the ocean. That sounds like a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, that cheap because the flights are the most expensive. It's like $2,000 for a flight nowadays to go anywhere overseas, which is annoying. Love, exaltations and finding refuge is not enough. No, please just let me live. I just want to draw this little beret. Okay. This is the worst part about turnarounds is lining it up so that way it does what you need it to do without it being dumb. And it's really difficult. Nice. $700 saved up now, planning on working part-time senior year. Yeah, nice, nice. No, that sounds like a good plan. And thankfully, you're thinking about this way early, so it's like you have a lot of time to be able to figure out exactly what you need and how to get there. So it's exciting stuff. It's really hella cool. Like, God, that's so fucking cool. It's a life-changing experience. I remember the first time I went overseas and I was like, well, I'm never coming back here. I was like, I hate this place. All of a sudden, America became literally the most unappealing place I've ever been in my whole life. I actually hate this DAS model and how it did this weird forehead thing. Ew, gross. Let's see. I'm in an AVID program in my high school, and there's like 2 to 3 mil given to graduating AVID class. No idea how that works for international. Oh, there's yet to be a student from the program to go overseas. That's amazing, though, that you guys have that resource. That's very, very cool. Very cool. Hi, Badrick. How you doing? I love how he has kind of this like wide-eyed like intensity to him. He's very cute. He just looks like he's having the time of his life, and also that he's on coke. But that's accurate, I feel like. Hydrate! Oh no! I don't have any water. I just heated up some water for some tea, though, so I'll grab some in just a second. Let me finish Brady's little face, and then I'll go hydrate. I'm doing okay. I got married. I'm not deathly ill anymore. I was like really, really sick for like 2 weeks. Like I was not streaming anyway because it was like so bad. Yeah, it was really, really bad. And then, yeah, got married and then looking for work, graduated school. Oh yeah, speaking of that, let's see. Where let me see. I want to see if I've got feedback for my stupid portfolio or not. Like I haven't heard any information. Anything? No. I want to know when they're supposed to get back to me about this because it's still ungraded. When is this supposed to be graded, you demons? Yeah, and then they don't tell you when it's supposed to get graded. Okay, I guess I just get to sit and not know if I like am actually graduated until a million years from now. And thank you. Yeah, I'm technically I've been married since like November. Like we got all of our papers signed and stuff like back then because we were scared of the current administration here in the US, so we did some what I would call quick hustling here in November to get our paperwork all taken care of. And then this was just the ceremony, so yeah, I told you how it went. I don't know if you were here to hear. Yeah, you did ask about it earlier though. It went really well. I do really wish that we had not gotten super soaked. That's like the only thing that, well, I don't know, actually I can't be ungrateful because no joke, that resulted in actually the entire area being very, very cool. It went from being almost 90 degrees during the actual ceremony to being this like really cool, lovely 70 degrees, and it was literally perfect. So I can't be too mad because without that thunderstorm, we would have all physically been melting to death. So I'll take it. Okay. Look at Brady's little face. Look at him! Look at his little face! Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh yeah, Gaelic is cool. It's a beautiful language. Gaelic. It's got great grammar. I prefer that grammar to English grammar, to be quite honest. If I'm being real. English is messed up. I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm definitely very glad to be like slowing down on stuff. Like all of a sudden I've had time to like play video games and stuff, and I'm like, what? That's crazy. So yeah, that's been nuts. Just being able to like play video games and like hang out with my husband and not cry every 15 seconds, have free time, like totally crazy. Hello? Photoshop, please. You know what? Wait a second. Where's the snap to guide button? Hold on. Snap to guide setting Photoshop. I'm turning this off. This is lame. View. Snap to guides. Get it out of here. It's a terrible setting. Oh my god, so much better. Now it's not like doing stupid stuff. Now I can keep my guides on. I really wish I could get drawing software on my terrible laptop. The Microsoft Store does not even properly run on this thing. Yeah, unfortunately, what I've noticed as well, because I used to use CS6 was my software of choice for pretty much the last, like, decade, more than a decade, truly. And all that I've learned is that CC, the like actual cloud version of Photoshop or any like this software in general, is a monstrosity. It is horrendously GPU heavy. It's incredibly inefficient. I don't like it. It's awful. The fact that I can still stream and run it is a miracle. Like, and sometimes I'll even open stuff up and it bugs. It does really weird stuff. Like, it does not function. But for software that is a little bit more efficient, Clip Studio is a good option for that. If you do want to invest in some software, it's non-subscription as well, which is really great. And you can use like Photoshop brushes in Clip Studio as well. But it depends on what the hello Photoshop, please. Depends on what your specs are. I got halfway through King of Dust. Oh, that's so nice that you're reading it. Thank you. Oh, that's so nice. I love Darius. I'm glad. He's so dumb. God, he's really dumb. It's not his fault. He's got 2 brain cells. He got so little brain cells. I hope all your exams went well, Badrick. I know you were like, there was a lot of that going on. Yeah, true. Clip does go on sale like literally all the time. True. True. Silent goes. Oh yeah, nice. Free, honestly, free laptop. Can't deny that. 5 exams left. Yes, you're almost there. Almost halfway. Whoa, you're halfway there. I'm fine. Feels so empty. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this back on. See, that's the bottom. That's the back. Ooh. Wee. Wee. Oh, get out of here, buckaroo. Be gone, thought. There we go. I think it's about 11 years old, or got it before it was actually released. Help my dad, or my dad had the connections. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, a free laptop's still a free laptop though. I get you. Okay, this is kind of boxy. Oh, it's time to feed the Snorlax. So quick, I didn't even see the message. Good, because it was dumb. Trying to sell me viewers. I don't need viewers. I got all the cool people in here. You kidding me? There's nothing you could sell me that would be cooler than this current chat room, you demon. Okay, so let me do this same side. And that would go back up like that. Let me see here. be. I feel so empty. Thank you for the egg.
What kind of tea did you want?
Like I think I set it for like a green tea, so like
Okay.
literally, anything. What is this?
Oh, you literally just touched where I sneezed into my shoulder.
Ah! Can I have the hand sanitizer also?
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe like jasmine or something. That would be great. I touched boogies. It's fine. I was like, I saw a dark spot on Jace's shirt, and I was like, oh no, did you get oil there? And he's like, I literally just sneezed there. I'm like, we're married. Thank you. Everybody says hi.
Hi.
Lily's situation is also settled. Ah, we're here until we move, which in this economy is not happening anytime soon. Well, there you go. I'm glad that that worked out. That's good. I'm glad that there was like the stability in that. See, I told you. Cards never lie. This playlist, this current music playlist is my Brady Von Altus playlist. So there's a character, the older cousin, Blockhead. This is all the music that he likes to listen to. He's like a YouTuber and like a music critic. Music, film, and like, I don't know, pop culture critic, I guess, on YouTube. He has a really successful YouTube career. Everyone, and I still don't call. I love Blockhead. He's the best. I still haven't heard from any agents, and I'm trying to not, like, be sad. Speaking of that, ugh, it's so gross. Waiting for agents to get back to you is literally the worst. God, it's worst. And I'm really mad that that one that I effectively paid to have a pitch session with ghosted me. That's cool though. Biopics are neat. I haven't listened to a lot of Pharrell's music, to be honest, but I respect it. Oops, my bad. That's not how that goes. I wonder why we all fear the things that we might not know. I wonder why I can't run in the dream. Oh, John. He just released new music, and I'm very excited about it. My voice is all crusty still from allergies and from recovering from being sick. It makes me sad. Oh yeah, he writes for literally everybody. Yeah, he's a brilliant songwriter, for sure. That tends to be kind of how it goes. Is it's like you have one guy that's like really good at everything, and then everybody else just kind of has to like deal because they can't compete. Egg. Yeah, the music world is a very interesting place. I know nothing about it, but I respect it. I have a friend who's done a lot of like music producing and like ghostwriting for songs, and they mostly worked with like emo bands out of like Florida, but it was like a lot of emo bands, like kind of a comical amount. Yeah, because I can do like, I don't know, I can compose because I've written music for the piano. I play the piano and was like a classically trained pianist for like 14 years. Also, everybody stretch. Emo bands out of Florida specifically, yes. Surprisingly, the music scene in Florida here in the United States is insane. Like, they knew Skrillex, for example, personally. Not like as like a close friend, but like close enough to be like, yeah, I used to hang out with that guy because he was just in the room on weekends. Because Sonny was like around. You know, it's like, oh, weirdly interconnected. Or like they met Drake Bell from Drake and Josh because they're just in the area. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's one of those places that kind of acts as like what I would call like a tar trap for the industry over there. But emo music, like, well, and I guess the music scene just in Florida is, yeah, pretty poppin'. Like, a lot of people think about California, but Florida is a powerhouse for music. Okay, let me do his little thing here. Welcome back from ads. Oh, thank you, Jace. Also, this egg is really good. Here, thank you. Jace is the best, guys. He makes sure I don't starve to death. That was literally in my wedding vows. Like, one of the things that I appreciate the most about him is that he doesn't let me die. He has a little Victorian coat. It actually probably is. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's actually funny. I could see maybe the coat is from Burlington Coat Factory. Because that's where his mom would shop. But, like, everything else probably is his, like, dead relatives from, like, that time. Or shit that probably Gran looted off of dead bodies. I'm not even joking, actually. Gran's horrifying. We don't talk about it. He's... God. Yeah, Gran's messed up. She gives me the bad feels. Okay, I have tea now. I don't know. It looks like the hibiscus one, so... It is. Red Dragon Jasmine is what I have. So I did that hydrate from earlier. Jace is a legend. Yeah, if y'all are ever looking for some silly books to read, I'm telling you, the Brady books, they're very quick as well. You can read a Brady book in probably 4 hours or less. I've been doing my friend's reading challenge. It's called the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. And I read like 3 short stories yesterday by a trans author, and it was very cool. Starlight Express cash change yesterday. I can't scroll my FYP without every other video reminding me about it. Bummer. That's always hard, especially if there are cast members that you really, really liked. I remember for me it was like that with Beetlejuice. I didn't want Brightman to go, but he also like ran into something on stage and literally got a concussion, so I was like, I guess he's got to stop. I'm almost finished with the tea I got a year ago. Been trying to stretch it out. Make it stretch! The next event that I'm going to be at in the Colorado area is going to be Grand Junction Comic-Con. So if you're ever out in the Grand Junction area, that's where I'll be. It's a great convention, honestly, if you can make some time to get out there. It's in, I think, September. But Mesa County Comic-Con, I think, is actually what it's called. Amazing. It's a Friday-Saturday convention. Friday afternoon, all day Saturday, and it's like the calmest, coolest, nicest convention I've ever been to in my whole life. Like, everybody's so nice. Oh no, I met all of them, and so I'm emotionally attached. That happened to me and Alex Brightman. I was like, no, this is game over. I took selfies with him. He was very, very nice. He was so cool. Him and Kevin. And then, like, what really got me, I got totally royally screwed with the Beetlejuice musical, actually, because I ended up watching the version that was the Washington, D.C., like, Broadway release, like, Broadway premiere version, and they effectively had a completely different set of musical numbers because they wanted to test what did well with audiences and what didn't. And so that resulted in a lot of the numbers that I saw when I first watched the Beetlejuice musical get completely cut from the musical, and it was very weird. And so some of the actors that I saw and I really enjoyed, they suddenly were not in the musical anymore because their numbers just got cut. It was wild. Yeah, Mesa County. Yep, September 19th and 20th. Yeah, that sounds right. I was like, I think it's in September. Yeah. But it's a really cool event. Yeah, if you're in the Colorado area and you want to just come and hang, that is the place. I know, for me, gosh, I don't even know what the drive is. Hold on, let me see. Maps. It's a long ass drive for no reason for me as well. Let me see. Yeah, 4 hours for me. Ugh. Directly through Gypsum and Glenwood Springs. I have to take like that route through the mountains to get up there. And then at that point, God, I'm so close to Moab. I wish Jace didn't work on Sunday because, like, legitimately, I might just get... I want to go to Moab to get the sushi. I will drive into another state to get sushi that I like. Not even joking. Do not question me. Yeah, this convention's going to be crazy, too, because I'm effectively telling everybody that I have to sell, like, everything at the table must go. And so everything's going to be, like, 70% off. Like, literally everything. Which will be valid on my Etsy, by the way, as well. So for those of you who live not in the United States, or not in my state, there's going to be, in September at the end of the year, definitely, like, a huge sale, and then another one probably at the, I would say, end of the year, most likely. It depends on what happens with Jace, but I really do think that he's going to get into this school, and then we're just going to have to go for it. But I won't be able to take any of my stock with me, so I gotta sell books, I gotta sell, like, yeah, literally everything, so I'm hoping that people will just look at it and go, oh yeah, all physical items are 70% off, let me just go absolutely crazy over here. Yeah, I hope he gets into, I can't, like, we can't physically stay here anymore, it really sucks, like, it's just not safe, so... I'm ready to go to another place where it is safe and I don't have to worry about it, and that would be cool. Oh, actually, just kidding. The bottom of his sneakies is not a heel. It's just like a regular shoe. And then we have one. Oh, there is a Father's Day going on my Etsy right now, though, actually. I should totally remember to talk about that. It's until the 15th. So if you want anything, everything is 30% off. Yes, yeah, if you can get over, like, a specific amount of money, I ship. Yeah, some items are like, it's tough because I can't even offer free shipping to the US, and it's mostly my really big art pieces. But for the most part, yeah, I try to be, if you can get over a certain dollar threshold. I'm gonna have to try and figure out if I can get rid of these big ass art pieces. I had somebody eyeballing my sushi, and I'm like, please just take it. I'm trying to convince them to let me do hair trades with them. And I'll keep like a tally. And then just let them take the art. I'm like, please, if you give me free... Oh, how did this happen? Why did you move around? What is going on here? Brady, why do you suck? Okay, hold on. This is awkward. Wow, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that would have been a bad mistake. Holy moly. Wow. Would have been lame. Alright. It's okay, we saved it. True, being like, especially like, man, I have conversations like with Jace about this all the time where I feel like, no joke, I feel like having the like certain things locked behind that like age 18 paywall or like age wall is really annoying. You know, like there are certain things that I feel like people should be able to do at like 16, for example, especially if we were to have like tests or something to be like, hey, do you have financial literacy, or do you have like, do you know how to handle these kinds of things responsibly, like things like that. And then like as soon as you pass the test, it's like, okay, and then you could just do stuff. You know what I mean? And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like here it's weird to be like, nope, until you're 18 you're like effectively gate kept from doing a lot of stuff, you know? Because I know my dad was like fully emancipated at 16 and he did fine. You know, it's like his dad was not even in the picture at all. I was like, whatever. He did A-okay. Not easy without the support, but like I'm assuming, you know, like it would be not necessarily like a completely disconnect yourself from your parents' situation. It would be just you have more options of things that you can or can't do. I think about German kids drinking beer at 16, and I'm like, our little American laws could not handle that. Like, no way. Yeah, right. The UK is like, yeah, legal drinking age is 18. Yeah, no, prohibition messed us up. I don't know. Like, I think about that all the time. I'm like, I don't know. I think in Colorado now, if you can imagine when I was a kid, the legal age for cigarettes was 18. And then now the legal age for cigarettes is 21. Like, they bumped it even in my lifetime. It's, like, totally wild. Definitely not saying, like, go and smoke a bunch, but, you know, it just seems weird. The double standard is weird to me. Nobody knows what's going on. I'm gonna just drag Brady back over there now that I know what this character looks like here. Ooh, woo. We got a new woo. Oh, I'm gonna have to make Brady just a touch smaller overall. We're gonna just kind of hold on. We just gotta shrink him down. Oh, shrink him down just a little bit. Shrink him, shrinky dink. You know what I'm saying? And then I have to think about design, how I want all of this to look. I'm gonna move this over just a bit. There we go. Yeah, I just imagine me in a few years. Yeah, undergrad living in Scotland, going to a pub. Yeah, then later that night strolling the beach. Yeah, right? It's just like normal. Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. David Bowie wrote this song that's literally titled I'm Afraid of Americans. And I'm like, you know what, guy? Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, herm, you know? Okay, so let me think about how the back of this beret is going to look here. Because if this is the bottom... Oh, nice! Orkney! Nice! That sounds cool. Very neat. I admittedly don't know a lot about Scotland, but in terms of like geography, but it's very pretty. The photos that I've seen are just like gorgeous. My family is very Scottish, or like my genes at least are really Scottish. Not really very English. Beret. Let me see here. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold the phone. Beret. Yeah, better than being in the US. Well, and it's tough because for me, not necessarily. And that's what's kind of a bummer is that like Jason and I were looking at like potential backup plans for him if he for whatever reason doesn't get accepted into Auckland. It's like, okay, well, what are the other English speaking universities that we could go to? And unfortunately, as of right now, the entire UK, the main problem of being a trans person in the UK is that you cannot get healthcare. You are like waiting forever in these like online queues trying to get to a healthcare provider that specializes in trans issues. So that could mean that if we were to move there, we could potentially go for months without having our HRT. And that could be really, really not great. Some people actually like literally have to leave the healthcare, like do telehealth outside of the country in like either Northern Ireland or France or Spain in order to get their meds. It's like really, really bad. So, if you are a non disabled individual with not really any weird healthcare needs, literally you're fine. Like, you'll be okay. But if you're like somebody who needs specialty care for whatever reason, like in my particular case, that becomes not really an option. Yeah, some rural US is like that. You're totally right though, Aqua. Like I think about like Arkansas, Kentucky, like Virginia, like those kinds of places come to mind in my brain for being like really difficult to get healthcare, and you have to drive for several hours just to get healthcare. And then the UK, of course, has like the disadvantage of being an island, so that's kind of where that gets difficult. So it's still on our like maybe list. Like if shit really hit the fan here, Ireland, for example, would be a great place to go, but that would be the number one like major difficulty would be trying to figure out how to navigate that system and not totally lose our healthcare. But that's why doing research is important, because some places will work really, really well for some people, and then for others, you know, that's just the way that it goes, and that's okay. So we're looking at maybe like Norway, Sweden as well as like backup options potentially. Germany maybe. Yeah, with the US being below us, it's okay. It just means that you guys are obviously very superior and much cooler than we are. Literally and figuratively. Yeah, true. No, I felt the same way when I was over there, Aqua. Like, because Sweden's about the same size as California, and my partner at the time and I were effectively able to drive all the way around Sweden in the same time that it would take over a couple days, like to drive across the entirety of California. And it was like, oh, cool. I like how small everything is. I don't like having to drive literally like 5 hours to leave my state. It's fucking annoying. Oh wait, I am a fool. I forgot that because we are on the backside, I can do this. Wow. Wow. Hold on. Now I gotta go like this. And then we're gonna merge this together. And then I'm gonna go like this. And we're gonna go like this. And then we're gonna go like this. And like this. Drag it on over. Ah! Nah! What is even happening? Okay. Like that. Oh yeah, it does help that army that living basically in the middle of the state takes longer. Oh yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, because like in Denver, I can go north and get to like Fort Collins and then into like Wyoming pretty fast. But then if I have to go down to New Mexico, it's like it's gonna take me longer. True. Truth. Thank you! Yay! Yeah, that's probably from I'm assuming that's through. Yeah, that's through Printful. You'll have to let me know what the quality of the t-shirt is because I've gotten a couple of their print on demand items. So like fun fact about those particular items, I don't store any of them actually in my apartment at all. They're all produced print on demand by the company Printful and then they ship them. But all of the items that I've gotten from them have been just absolutely like the coolest shit I've ever had. So I just designed some shoes. I want to order some of those. Yeah, let me know. Thank you so much. Seriously, you are amazing. I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to like I wanna see them. I wanna know. You know, I have so many questions. Alright, let me get I always forget that I have the symmetry tool because I'm so used to working in CS6 that it's like, oh. What do you mean, symmetry tool? Who does that? Not me. Symmetry tools for weenies. And I'm gonna have to do like some kind of a buckle there or something. And then let's see, I'm gonna probably turn symmetry off after I get done. Oh my god, 2,000 Dr. Pepper. Why are you drinking 2,000 Dr. Peppers? Oh my god. Dr. Pepper's delicious though. I do like myself some Dr. Peppy. If I could pick a theme song for the Brady Von Altus books, it's this song. I'll stay right here while you walk to face the end. Oh yes, please use Printful. No, I'm serious. With Etsy, it's so easy to set up and it's great. Like I don't feel like, as far as I can tell, like they don't really take that much of a cut from you when they produce the items. And like all in all, It's just like easy to navigate, easy to set up. The only main thing is that if you do have somebody order something, they will charge your effectively your bank account to produce the item. So you have to make sure you have like at least a little bit of money in your bank account. Otherwise, they'll send you a little notification and be like, "We can't produce this item because XYZ." So that can be kind of annoying, especially like in my particular case. My business is really, I don't want to say unstable because it's not, but I don't make a lot of income, and so that can result in me not necessarily having a lot of income in my account all the time, so I'll forget about it, and then Printful will be like, "We can't do it," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then I have to transfer money from my business savings into my checking, because then the Etsy payments will come in later. They don't transfer immediately, so thinking about like that logistic can be kind of gross, but like it's not enough for me to be like, "Oh, this is like, I don't want to do it." Oh, am I still here? Are we good? Twitch glitched. Are we good? Am I okay? Am I alive? Cool. This was just the last 3 years, me buying on my own about $1,300. I could just not drink all this Dr. Pepper and save up, but that's boring. No, okay, no, me and Jace were talking about that where we were trying to figure out if an average American purchased Starbucks like every day. Like I think about how like all the time boomers are like, yeah, if you just didn't drink your Starbucks, you'd be able to like buy a house or something. And we were like, is it actually possible? Like, say you bought Starbucks every single day, like, would it be possible to save up for a down payment for a house? The answer, no. We did the math and it was like, no, you can't. Okay, cool. So that's Brady's turnaround. So now I need to do a model packet here. Let me see here. I'm going to do some character development. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to do this. We're going to call this Brady Turnaround. And then let me open up Daz. And I have to try and think of some poses that will really get Brady, like, moving. Actually, on this backside one, I'm gonna go ahead and do like another set of, there we go. That's better. And then let me think about what I want to do. For some of these. I wish I could show you guys this part of the process, but as per usual, Daz will, or Twitch will immediately boot me off stream. And I do not need that energy. Hello? Where are the fulls? Bottom. Oh, is it just right here? Oh, it is. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I'm figuring it out. See, I want something like relatively dynamic. Sorry, y'all, this is a thinky process here. Bye, Badrick. It was great seeing you. See you later. What have you done? My brain is flooded with ideas, not even to sell, just for me to have my own custom clothes. Do it. Do it. Have your own custom clothes. I usually buy every morning a Dr. Pepper and a Red Bull from the corner store. Ah, it ends up being like $2,500 at the end of a full year. See? But you couldn't pay for an entire payment for a house with just that $2,500. Like, you'd have to like end up saving up for like 11 years. It would be forever. Okay, sorry, y'all. This typically goes a little bit quicker, but I want to make sure I have something that, like, really captures his personality. But also, I'm probably going to have to edit it because the... overall... it's hard to like capture somebody in like I guess like one pose. I like if that makes sense. It's like trying to capture somebody in like somebody's entire personality and how they stand. This is actually fine. This is going to be good. I'm going to settle with this pose here and then I'm going to tweak it. I'm okay. I'm having a moment. I've been seeing so many damn storyboard jobs. I finally like added a storyboard section to my my website. Sorry, if I could think. Okay, I need to make this more dynamic. Hold on. But I don't know if it will result in me getting any kind of jobs because my storyboarding is just not my strength right now. I just do not have a good let's see, a good set of storyboarding stuff. sorry. Hold on, y'all. I need to, yes. Oh my god, get this more contrapposto here. Yes! Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Alright. You really gotta tweak these fucking things, otherwise they're not gonna look good. You could buy a car. You're right. You're right. You could, for a smaller purchase, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Tycho, I don't have the money. I'm sorry. Oh, that's my problem too, is I want to test out the merch and see how it looks, and then I'm like, I can't. So I have to like just trust other people's like reviews of the product to make sure it's good. But so far, like I've only done like the orders on things where I'm like kind of nervous about it, like embroidery and stuff. But the embroidered hoodie that I purchased from them is like insanely durable. Really, really good. Gotta let this bad boy live out my childhood. I can't let it go yet. You're like, live, damn it, live! Okay, so now, in order to do this appropriately, because I'm going to double check the gestures here, we're going to do this a little bit differently than doing the turnaround. This is a slightly different method than what I was using for my, let me see, I'm going to go ahead and drag this up to the top. Than what I was using for my grad portfolio, because I ended up figuring this out. This works better. So I'm going to use this to formulate my gesture, and then I'm going to tweak my gesture. And then yeah, I can run Repo, Minecraft, Roblox, other small games. Yeah, as long as it works for you. No, that's exactly how I felt about Photoshop for the longest time, is it's like, why do I need to upgrade if it works for me? And the only reason I ended up changing was because I started to work a job. Hello? Oh, Photoshop, you didn't. Buckaroo. Thank you. I started to work a job where I needed to have this. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Daz. Bye. Yes, your Wukong Peaches mug is printed by them. So it's like, I would say, you know, it's like, it's not like bad quality, but it is definitely above average quality is how I would personally describe their print quality. But for their clothes, so far, really good feedback for clothes. Let's see, so. Okay, so now the question is going to be, are we good? Did I eyeball this gesture correctly, or am I going to have to do this again? This kid could play rugby, and he'd be really good at it, probably. Although I think he'd be terrified of the violence. Alright. Okay. So, good start. But oh yeah, no, the children, I've broken them beyond recognition. Don't you just love that? What do you mean you don't like these horrifying child models that look like they came directly out of hell? Nice, better. Yeah, so this is effectively, I'm learning how I need to work to fix the DAS model. Let me flip. Homunculus stuff. Oh yeah, that looks great. That looks great. Yeah, nice. And then I can have his little backpack on, and then that'll be great. So Lord. And then once I get done with all of Brady's stuff, I'm going to create like I have to start to think about the graphic design of these, because unlike my other portfolio, I'm not going to wait until I am done with the portfolio before I upload it to my website. So I'll probably have 2 sections. I'll have like children's, and then I'll have adult, or like maybe like realism, and then storyboarding will be my 3 sections. But I need a longer storyboarding project that actually does what it needs to do. Okay, let me double check. I gotta turn on. It's like higher up on his head. I always do this. I want his hair to be longer than it actually is, but it's not. And then this is from like below, so it starts to get really weird. Homunculus and Homies, new adventures for your freaky kids. You know? I'm actually going to be releasing a video on Frankenstein, speaking of homunculuses, on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and how it's, in my opinion, an allegory for transness, actually. On my YouTube here soon. I did like a long video essay on that. Like just below the eyebrow. You're out of your mind, you're working so damn hard, you forgot what you like. This is actually like larger. Oh, it'll be morning. There we go. Nice. Working in this new style has been kind of weird, but not like the worst thing that could have ever happened. It's like simple compared to what I normally do, but it's not like a bad thing. Ah, he's so cute. Oh, I'm literally dying. Oh, no. Oh, my God, he's so cute. Oh, no. Hey, Blueberries, thank you so much for that sub. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. How are you? Yay, Blueberries. Let's see, part-time or full-time. I have 11 options for Gallic language and culture, history, heritage, and social studies. Yo, that's so awesome. That's my favorite part about studying abroad, though, is that, like, you can really immerse yourself in the culture. Like, that's so cool. So cool. I kind of want an even wider smile. Yeah, buddy. Oh, he's so cute. I'm literally losing my mind. Oh, he's so cute. I'm literally losing my mind. Let's see, because it's a smile. It's a... I'm doing pretty good. I finally graduated from school, so I'm not screaming anymore. But now now I am trying to apply for jobs. And it's been nutso. Got married. I got really sick and now I'm better. Like, you know, the usual. Alive. Trying to navigate whatever the hell is going on. You know, the usual. Oh yeah, talking to the senior recruitment officer, she said, or scanned my code and saw my last name. I was like, yup, Scandinavia. You're like, yup. I could have told you that. My last name always kills people because they're like, where is it from? And I'm like, well, technically it's Lithuanian or Polish. But it, like, only 2 Polish people currently alive still have that name. Because unfortunately, Yahtzees happened. So I like my family. They are more abundant than the actual Polish people, true Polish people with that last name. Just crazy. And then I'm not even blood related to that guy. I'm not Polish. Turns out, plot twist, I'm not blood related to my grandpa. Whoops. Whoopsie. Oh, I don't know why I'm, like, not doing this in the way that I normally do it. I don't know what crack possessed me just then. Seems like we all just, like, kind of collectively sighed up, like, took a breath, like, a sigh of relief here for a second. I'm glad everybody's, like, doing good, because honestly, shit's been nuts. I'm, like, trying to not let how shitty the world is completely destroy me. Yeah, how did moving go? Tell us your secrets. Tell us your story. Let's see. Kind of down to the middle of the chest area. Let's see, I'm gonna try and actually, I'm gonna put in this cape first, or the coat below the knee. No! Moving is good. Still haven't fully unpacked. 75% done-ish. Oh yeah, nice. That's good. Oh, we're looking into getting a second doggy. That's so nice. That's what we're thinking about for Tatsu when we move to New Zealand, too. It's like, is it time for another cat? It might be. Okay, let me see here. Hold on. Hold the phone. That's fine. This is kids animation, so I don't have to be super precise with how the hands look. And then that'll be the backpack, like, little, straps on his back there. Ah, French. No, that makes sense, though, because the Normans occupied Scandinavia. That's kind of where a lot of my Norman, like my French genes, I have very few of them, but that's the same deal. Is like my dad has mostly Norwegian genes, Norwegian and Scottish, and the French that's in there is from the Norman occupation. Okay, so I'll do the backpack next. Let me see. I don't really want to cut this in front of him. What do I want to do here? Cut it like that. And then I can go like this. And then that way we can get like a nice little glimpse of his outfit, so it's not like completely covered. We are definitely not getting a second healer, but probably like a shepherd or retriever. Oh, nice. Yeah, something big enough to play with, but isn't as high energy. Valid. Amazing. I had a Australian shepherd when I was a kid, and she was like the sweetest dog ever. Technically, we had two. One was like on crack cocaine, and then the other one was fine. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. It sounds like the school that you're looking at has a lot of really awesome options. Ah, he's so cute. I'm literally losing my mind. This kid is so cute. I swear to God. All right. Ah, she heard me and nipped my ankles. Stop, that's funny. Horrifying, but funny. Like, low-key traumatizing a little bit. You're like, everything about that, not fun. Nice. #1 in Scotland for post-grad satisfaction and top 10 most affordable UK universities. Yeah, 28 grand a year USD is super affordable. For the quality of education I'm sure that you're going to get as well, like, that's awesome. She would never bite, but it always freaked me out. Yeah, I can imagine. That's, yeah, no, that's a, This is why I'm a cat person. But I can understand if you need an animal for, like, service animal needs, you gotta work with something. See, I guess I'm gonna give it, like, a little, like, strap underneath the neck, because that's where that would go. Okay. Gosh darn it, he's so cute. Oh, I'm dying. How many buttons? Is it 4? Yeah. 2. I just have to kind of evenly space them. I don't have to be nearly as precise with this, which is great. And then also 4 buttons on the coat, I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 5. And I think this is roughly where the pocket is. 1, 2. Wait. Nope, they're smaller. Top button is, let's see, we have 1 here. 1, 2, and then this is kind of covered by the ascot. 3, 4, 5. 1 here, and then another button here as it curves around the corner, and then that's it. Our current dog, Ladybug, is a Kelpie mix, which is healer, and her jobs are fetch and chasing squirrels or staring out the window. She's very well behaved and not overly cuddly, so we're hoping to find a dog that wants to cuddle more. I see. Oh, I think this needs to be a little bit lower. So let me erase these buttons. Just a little bit lower. Better. And then, did I put any... Oh, I can't see the pockets. I'm going to put pockets on these pants. Doberman are very cuddly. They will sit on you. Oh my god. The Right Honorable Lady Artemis Bug. That's, yep, iconic. Legendary. Tatsu doesn't know that it's his name. We fucked up Tatsu, and now he thinks his name is Mr. Man. He doesn't know what's going on. I'm not a huge fan of this. I have to think about how fabric pulls. Better. If we found a Doberman, they'd be high on the list, but we're going to get a rescue because we're not prepared for a puppy. I see. Yeah, puppies are hard. You gotta watch out or what happens to my friend Q will happen to you. She picked up a puppy from the shelter and was told that it was a Chihuahua mix. A Chihuahua Pointer mix, I think. And long story short, the dog, Paul, definitely not a Chihuahua. Not at all. Or, I guess, depending on how you look at it. Let me see if I can find him. Oh, I can't find him. He ends up in my Discord server all the time, but he's actually a Mastiff. So they straight up told her it was a Chihuahua, and it was that was not right. She was like, I don't know. Yeah, not a Chihuahua. Welcome back. There's a German Shepherd mix currently on our local shelter's website that we're going to go see tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. Here's hoping. Yeah, they thought, yeah, it was really funny. Well, because the people who dropped him off said that they thought that their Chihuahua went over into the neighbor's yard and had some sweet hanky-pankies with the pointer that lived over there. And that was like, okay, sure. You know, they just couldn't take care of the puppies. So they were like, here, take the puppies. And so as far as the owner was aware, it was a Chihuahua and, Chihuahua Pointer. And then it turns out it's a Mastiff Doberman, or not Mastiff Doberman, Mastiff Rottweiler Pointer mix. Because the Pointer actually went and hanky-pankied with another random dog in the neighborhood. Not the Chihuahua. So now Paul is literally over 90 pounds. So that's how that happened. He's a wonderful dog, though. He's seriously like the sweetest dog on the whole planet. He has mad Scooby-Doo energy. He's just so sweet. He just wants love all the time. He wants to make best friends with everybody. Hello, cat. I feel like, though, I recognize a lot of rescues and or shelters don't know what, like, breeds of animal stuff actually is, if that makes sense. Like, Tatsu, they listed as a Siamese mix, but a lot of people, like, are not familiar with Applehead Siameses, but I've grown up with Appleheads my whole life, and Tatsu's definitely not a mix. He is a purebred for sure, no questions asked. Like, I would have to get a DNA test for him to be doubly sure, but like, there's no way he's anything else. Well, because like the point, they typically won't list like the point or the coat color when they list them on sites. So, you know, if you have like a lilac point or a flame point or a seal point, like those kinds of things. They won't list the point type, but oftentimes people will mistake like a wide head or an apple head Siamese, or even Burmese or Tonkinese cats as Siamese mixes, and that's not what they are. They're like actually completely different, like either subsets of Siamese cats, or like they're just not even Siamese cats at all. They're Burmese or Tonkinese cats. But yeah, it's like one of those things people are just not very familiar with. Yeah. No, that's true. You're not wrong, Blue. You're not wrong. Because I could see people being like, what do you mean? My cat is not a purebred Siamese. It's like, well, your cat was found behind a dumpster with one eyeball. So not to dunk on Tatsu or anything. It's okay, Tatsu's fine. He's fine. He's okay. Yeah, but he looks like... If I look up flame point apple head Siamese, apple head flame point Siamese, all of a sudden, it's Tatsu. Like, that's the cat. It's just Tatsu. Sometimes they end up looking less apple-headed. Like, this is technically an apple head, but this also has a cross eye. Because rip. Some Siamese end up cross-eyed as fuck. But yeah, Tatsu definitely looks like this. For sure. What's the difference between an apple head and a regular flame point? So flame point is the coat color. So with Siamese and with a lot of cat breeds, you have coat, color, and type. And then you have style of cat. So for Siameses, you can have different types of coat colors. So for example, a blue Siamese looks like this, where it's mostly gray. Blue point Siameses, for example, but sometimes they can be white with gray tips. You can also have a lilac point Siamese, where it's even lighter gray. It's almost like purple. And then you can have flame point, you can have seal point. This is what I grew up with, was a seal point Siamese cat. So then you have the head type. Or rather, I'll break it down. So then you have coat type, which is long hair or short hair. Most Siameses are short hair, so if you have a long-haired Siamese, it's probably a mix, right? Maybe a ragdoll mix with the Siamese. And then finally, you have the 3 different types of heads for Siameses, which are either, 1, the standard Siamese cats, which are going to look like this, where they have almost like a very Egyptian, like Mao-looking face, really long face. Then you have Siamese type 2, which is an apple head, and literally it's because their heads look like apples. And it like they have orb heads. So apple head Siamese is the second most popular type of Siamese cat. And then the third type is wide head Siamese cat, which looks like, let me see if I can find one. They're like the rarest one, and oftentimes I find this one, or wedge head, pardon me, wedge head. So you can see how an apple head is more circle, and a wedge head looks like they just got hit in the head with a frying pan. I'm not really sure why somebody decided that they were going to do this. But yeah, most breeders are going to refer to the coats as point. I'm sure like fire tip is probably more of a casual reference for it. I've grown up, for reference, my aunt is a professional, or was a professional cat breeder. She raised a lot of like peak-faced Persians was her specialty. So in the breeding world, it's always like the point type is the type of way to describe the coat color. But yeah, wedgehead Siameses, they do indeed look like they got hit in the head. And sometimes they like, and again, as with like all breeds, sometimes you can look more like original Siamese, where they start to look like really flat or really pointy, like this guy. But this particular bridge here is what I would say is a defining characteristic of Siamese cats in general, to be honest. And so even if you have an applehead Siamese, they're going to have the same nose bridge type, which Tatsu definitely has as well. Definitely. Yeah, this is a lilac point, for example. Or it's almost a white Siamese. Or cream point. Oh, yeah, there's also cream point. I almost forgot about cream point Siamese cats, too. Cream point. So these are like flame point Siameses, but they're almost all white. They're like very, 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 very light. Some people would consider probably like a cream point to be the same as a flame point, but I personally don't. And seal point is sometimes also called chocolate point. But yeah, long story short, cat breeding is ridiculous. Yeah, sometimes red point. Yeah, 14 interesting facts about flame point Siameses. Yeah, but like, you know, depending on who you talk to, everybody's going to have a billion different ways of saying stuff. But to be honest, yeah, if you get a Siamese like this that has a longer hair, most likely it has a mixed lineage, which doesn't make it any less, like, I guess, like, purebred. But it's definitely not probably like 100% purebred Siamese. It's probably mixed with Ragdoll, if I had to guess. Who is he? Oh my god. This cat. Sweet lord. He's like kind of chungus-y, but like also. Oh my god. Why does he look like the Cat King from... This cat pays for a mortgage. No, why is the energy this? He was like... I can't. No, the Cat King, though, is, I think, a peak face Persian, actually. So this is the kind of cats that my aunts would breed. Actually, my aunt is a, yeah, peak face Persian. They're ugly as hell. Look at them. Look at this Muppet. Look at this absolute fucking Muppet of a cat. Oh, God. This thing looks like a Jim Henson prop came to life. I'm going to close this. I can't look at those anymore. Holy shit. yeah, my aunt. So if you can imagine, anytime I went to go visit my Aunt Betsy, she had like 14 of those in her house. It was like, oops, all peak-faced Persians. Yeah, they were everywhere. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. I'm okay. Whew. Yeah, flame point Siameses are beautiful. My grandma had one, and his name was Minky. Don't ask me why. Let me look up a reference for, let's see, backpack on back. Images, I need from the front. I need it from the front. I need an image of what a backpack looks like on somebody's bag from the... Oh my god. Goo. Okay, so apparently doesn't really do this. I imagine Brady would have a dinosaur backpack. I don't know why. It just seems like the right thing. It's either a dinosaur backpack or an astronaut backpack. I don't know. Hydrate! Oh, and a posture check. Everybody sit up straight. Don't shrimp. The biggest cat I've ever seen was my great-uncle's cat. We had a 25-pound Maine Coon one time that we were babysitting. It's a self-care combo. Everybody stretch! Oh, nice. I just dropped a photo of my great-uncle's big cat in the selfie zone. Okay, good. Excellent. Let me go look. Oh, hold on. I love how Blue in the member zone for everybody who's in like the Kofi membership, who's like keeping up on Betrayer's Blade. Blue's just like, ooh, it's not going well for Benny Boy. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, hold on. Selfie zone. I'm okay. Oh yeah, this is a chungus of a cat. That is not even an exaggeration. Truly. Chungus. Yeah, little kitty, ironically, who was a Maine Coon, was just huge as hell. He was a bruiser of a cat. One chungus of a cat. Oh, actually, I feel like if I go this way... I just don't want this to clip with, like, have a tangent with this stupid pocket. Let's erase this out. Birdie's like, I got my mochila, my backpackaroni. I'm ready to go to the school and do the learning. Time to learn. Not a huge fan of this. Hold on. There we go, better. Okay, he's so cute. Alright, now I need to figure out what I'm doing for colors. Do the learning and get beat up by the rich kids. They're not even rich. They're from Burlington, or like not even Burlington, Vermont. Middle of nowhere, Vermont. These are poor, white trash Appalachian kids, Cal. These are not rich kids. I would say Rita Easley's rich. She is rich, though, actually. Her family's rich. She's the only one, though. Neil Salter, nah, his family's white trash. Guaranteed. Oh, that's funny. This character is the main character of my Brady Von Altus series. I'm trying to get together effectively what I have. Let me show off what I did in school, actually, because now I have an opportunity to do so. Oh, let me go to the right page here. So, effectively what I did during school was, ignore this black button. It works on other browsers. But I put together a Viz Dev portfolio for a concept. So in my case, I did King of Dust. And I had to go through and effectively make a bunch of assets for this thing. Like I was working on this for a video game studio, for example. So now I have my entire portfolio here. Showcasing the stuff, all the good stuff from that. So now I recognize, though, I keep getting a lot of job recommendations for storyboarding, and I have no storyboarding in my portfolio. I've done storyboarding assignments, so I included them down here in case anybody looks at it. But my thinking was, now I need to go through and I need to do another one of these. But I need to do it for kids media, just in case I do come across any job listings that are like, yeah, this is for kids media, because King of Dust is definitely not for kids. So if I can kind of redefine a style that is for kids media and be able to do that, that'll be great. So Brady was definitely the choice there. And then now I have... to effectively go and do all of this nonsense and do character turnarounds, models, props for the house. And then eventually I'll do a storyboarding assignment. And then it's from there maybe an animatic. and then that way I can either get children's book illustration jobs, or I can get like storyboarding jobs. But I'm definitely basing this art style off of the art style of Lissy Marlin. She is fantastic. She did the illustrations for the Neil Patrick Harris book, The Magic of Misfits, and I absolutely am in love with her art style and her execution for all of these. So, looking at that, I am going to be working slowly through this, but I'm thinking like if I can get jobs doing like middle grade illustrations using this art style in the same way that Lissy Marlin did, that'd be good. God, she's done such wonderful illustrations. I love her art style though. So that's the thought. But yes, Brady from my Brady Von Altus books. Long story, short answer to a long-winded question, or long-winded answer. TLDR. The man, the myth, the legend, Brady Von Altus. World's best 10-year-old. Icon and legend. Oh yeah, you can get, I'm sure, so many jobs with like if you get like a degree, like that's one thing to talk to the admissions counselor about, as well as it's like what kinds of degrees could I potentially get with this, because knowing what like expectations you can have when you leave is really, really important. 10-year-old with a poorly thought out dream. I don't even know what Brady's dream is. Not getting beat up. That's Brady's dream. Would it be weird to ask how someone goes about hiring an artist for a children's book? My mother-in-law has been wanting to turn her original song into a children's book, but none of us know how to hire an artist. Okay, so as somebody who is a children's book artist for hire, effectively what you're going to do is there's one of two ways that you can go about this. The first way is you can go through an agency. So, for example, you can go to like Children's Book Illustrator Agency and just Google it. So this, for example, is the Bright Agency. I don't know anything about these people, so I'm just using them as an example, right? So then once you're on their website, you'll go to their artist page, and they'll show you a rough portfolio of all of the different artists that are available to hire. So then, say you like this one, Allison Steinfeld. She's got some great art. So let's click on her. Then once you go to their page, they have their gallery, their bio, and then this get in touch button most of the time on their website. You'll then, of course, click this if it'll go, which in her case, she doesn't have anything here that allows that to do that. So then you would have to go to her Instagram, send her a DM on Instagram and say, hey, message like here, you know, hey, I'm looking for work. I'm curious to be able to do any of these things. I want to hire you for a children's book project. What's your rate? Right? And sometimes they'll... Oh, here we go. Oh, I see. Actually, this is better. So don't message her through Instagram. Sometimes scrolling down helps. Allison is represented by Alex Geringer, so that's the agent. To work with her, please email Alex. So this lady does not take direct emails, so you're going to email that way. Then you would contact this person, and that's where you're going to start to talk rates, but most agents are not upfront with their rates. On the other hand, there's like option number 2, which is to just find an illustrator that you like that is not represented by an agency, like I am, for example, and contact them directly. So in my case, if you go to my website, you can find an illustrator who's good at mimicking styles as well. So like I, for example, when people contact me about children's book stuff, I just tell people that, like, if you show me an art style, I will replicate it, right? So say you want your artwork to look like Captain Underpants, for example, Dave Pilkey, I'll figure out how to replicate that, right? So like that's personally how I work. So then you can scroll down, check out and see what people's like rating is or rate is. Like for me, mine is $3,000 flat rate. It is illustrations only. Payment plans are available, and it's only available in advance contract, and it's full color. So that's going to produce at least 20 pages of illustration for $3,000, if that makes sense. And that's like standard rate for like artists. So you can expect, if you want to let your mother-in-law know, about $3,000, $2,000 to $3,000 is probably going to be what the rate is for a children's book to illustrate like the entire thing. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're going through an agent, most of them do not offer payment plans and they only want that advance. But if you go through like an individual artist, some of them, like that's what I do. Like I offer payment plans because I recognize everything is like hyper expensive. And then this includes like what I would call like visual development as well. So like this is the rate to also work through designing the characters and making sure the characters are wearing the right clothes and that the art style looks good, doing style tests, figuring out what materials you'd want to use, because I work either in digital or in watercolor, you know, like all of those kinds of things. So sorry if that was like a really long answer, but there's like a couple of ways that you can go about doing that, if that makes sense. Actually, I want to go... It's kind of a complicated process, especially if you're going through an agent. Hello? Most of the time, too, it's important to remember as well, I will note, that those agented like illustrators only want to work with publishers. So that's where that starts to get really tricky, is sometimes you'll find agents who are willing to connect with independent authors, but most of the time they're only interested in working with publishing houses, which is why they have like I guess that system, because those people are working for like really high profile agents and stuff. So it's kind of tough, kind of tricky there. So for me personally, if it was me and I knew that I was going the indie publishing route, I would personally hire either one, somebody that I knew, or two, somebody who is an indie artist who is not working for an agency, because they're more likely to accept that contract. If I can get these flat colors in, that'll be cool. I'm trying to figure out if I want to, oops, if I want to, or what kind of shading style I want. I had a style guide from a previous class that I'm going to use, so I need to like think about that as I go forward. All right, I need to look up a dinosaur backpack. Dinosaur backpack. Dinosaur backpack. Dinosaur back. Actually, you know what? Space backpack. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Okay, a lot of them are dark blue, and that's not what I want, because I want something to... Oh, I like this orange. That's kind of fun. Alright, that might be what I do. I'm just trying to figure out the color palette here. But the straps are... Well, let me see. So first, I'm going to do... Let me do this. Kind of on the edge like that. And I am going to do the straps that orange. Oh, he's so cute. I'm literally dying. And then I'm going to go even... Well, let me do darker, actually. There we go. Nice backpack. I'm thinking gold buttons. I'm cosplaying a Victorian child. Yeah, he doesn't even think about it because these are just like his clothes, you know? Whoops. Welcome back. I see it's something she's been wanting to do for a while now, but we have to deal with copyright stuff with Spotify because someone posted her entire album on Spotify without permission. Yeah, that's so frustrating. So once we have that figured out, she has always wanted to turn one of her songs into a kid's book. Yeah, totally. Yeah, well, let me know if at any point you need help with that, even if it's like navigating like where to go or like who to contact, how to go about that, how to best format a kid's book, you know, those kinds of things. Because it's a... Kids' books are, in my opinion, the hardest books to produce. And they're also the most expensive, but they're also the most worthwhile. So that can be kind of cool. I need to figure out what color suit I want to put him in. Because these are blue jeans. I'm going to do kind of a faded blue jean here. People suck. I'm trying to figure out if I want to upload the King of Dust audiobook onto Spotify. I think I might, but I don't know how any of that works, so I need to do some research beforehand. Because my whole audiobook is out now on Ko-fi and on Amazon, but I'm like scared about Spotify. I'm gonna do like a burgundy. Let's see if that looks good. Nah. I actually may change. Yeah, because I like the cool tones for him better. Hmm. Better. I like these earth tones more. Oh yeah, also, I guess I should let everybody know, too, all of my services right now are 30% off until Father's Day, if anybody is interested in getting any, like, commissions or anything. All commissions and all editing services are 30% off, and I just recently redid all of my service structure as well. You know, sometimes I think I don't like how cream this is, and I want this to be a different color. Whee! That's better. Yeah, I like that. I like those colors. All right, so now let me open up. Let me see. Okay, here we go. I was asking a question into a server with Wattpad because I still got ghosted by that, like, Wattpad editor, and so I'm asking to see if Tom has any idea what the hell happened. I'm like, hello? Okay, so let me open up my references for this particular thing here. Yeah, so effectively what happened, and that's pretty normal for agents, by the way. Editors, not so much. I'm not really sure what's happening with Wattpad, which is why I wanted to ask, because that's not very characteristic for them. They normally are very communicative, so that was what was very weird. Agents, that makes sense all the fucking time. If you submit anything to an agent, they do not have to email you back. It is considered a courtesy if they tell you that they do not want your book and they don't want to represent you. Most of the time, you just don't hear back. And so, like, for example, I submitted to an agent, like, 30 days ago, or several agents, like 8 agents, 30 days ago. And, like, now I just have to wait. Like, if they don't say anything within 56 days, then I mark them as soft rejection. Like, I just didn't hear back. In other words, I got ghosted. But with Wattpad, it's a little bit different, and I was, like, working one-on-one with an agent, and I'm like, hello? You know, what happened? Or with an editor, I should say. So that was very weird. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to see if Tom has an answer. We'll see what he says. Okay, see, so I would really like to have a style that's like this, where it's like, so it's basic cell shading with paper texture and then complex backgrounds, because I really like that. So let me just do some basic cell shading here, and that's how this is going to go. So it's going to be completely different in style to King of Dust, which is hopefully going to be a good thing. Nice. The email is upon us. I'm gonna do kind of a gray shadow here. And then we're gonna set this to multiply. Like a 70. And then I'm gonna have to do an additional layer where it's got like some extra gradients in certain places, but this will actually end up being way simpler than King of Dust, so less scary. I also do need to go in though and like, I do think about how there's like soft blush on stuff here, and I need to figure out how I want to actually, before I go forward with this, well, no, it'll be okay. Anthropology is so fucking cool. Like, legitimately, it's like, it's so neat. Oh god. When I do blush on darker skin, I have a multiply layer. I go rogue. I have a completely different method because of my skin palette that I use. I use color. Thankfully, the palette that I have is good enough to be able to really pull it off. Sometimes the darker skin tones for this artist are like really questionable, but for this particular skin shade, it ain't bad. It definitely is nice to be able to just cell shade something for once instead of having to literally suffer and hand paint everything, because that was a huge pain in the ass for King of Dust. That was like, holy shit, it was so much work. Good God. There we go. If I can finish this shading layer today, I'm gonna be really happy, because then that means we finished the turnaround and almost got like over halfway through this one character illustration. I have to just make sure that this is like really crisp. Also, I'm going to do soft line art as well. I'm not going to do like fully rendered or like full black line art because that's not great. Bye, Blue. See you later. It was good seeing you today. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to be done in about 10 minutes, I think, anyway. To be quite honest. I have the hunger and I need to eat some Boschetti. You know. Have a good nap. One old man is enough. Babe, you gotta turn your fears into trust. Trust where the love goes. Where the love goes on into front. You say the words like you hate me now. Our house is burning when you're raising hell. Here in the ashes, you'll rise home. Why am I so crusty? Alright. I have to center the light. Somewhere my life drawing teacher screams at me, center the light, and I'm like, ah, screaming. It's fine. I'm okay. All I need is love. All I need is a verb. Oh sure, yeah, totally. You can put it in the critique zone if you want. That's a good place to receive feedback for it. Saying those words like you hate me, no. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do another like pass of shadow over top that has like a gradient. Alright, let me go get up onto Brady's face. Time to go get into the Brady zone. Come here, Brady. Come here, Buckaroo. I love doing little ears like this, though. So easy. Alright, and then this is gonna go like this. I want a nice little gradient in there. I want to do like a nice little gradient in here. And then I guess maybe like a nice little gradient on his teeth too. Nice and soft inside his mouth. Nice. Let's do this. Nice. And then like effectively these people don't, this style, it doesn't really shade the face itself, so I'm gonna shade the nose because otherwise I feel weird. It looks like naked to me. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that though. I'll put like a shadow underneath it. Yes. Yeah, because it's weird to not have any cast shadows. But predominantly this style actually doesn't really shade the face. So actually, maybe I won't. Oh, weird. Okay. I have to retrain my brain to do this if this is how this is going to go. I am going to go under the eyelids, though, because that's huge. And then I also need to remember that I need to do some special work on his eyes, because I don't want them to be just black. I recognize that's how Lissy Marlin handled the Magic Misfits, but... I don't want to do that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Hi, Thog. How you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're having a great day. I'm doing pretty good. We are working slowly but surely on some character work for my portfolio. And it has been an absolute delight in here. It is literally the best. I am alive. I hope you're doing well, though. Yeah, give it a little bit of softness. I'm gonna need paper, good paper texture though, to make this style work. Nice fuzzy texture. And then some of this, a lot of this looks almost lineless, because like Little Misfortune is lineless, so I'll consider that once I get to that point. This is good. Nope, I got a response to my question. Let's see what they say. Oh, cool. They're working on it. Okay. Oh, nice. Great. Nice. Okay. Hell yeah. Good. So I didn't get totally ghosted. Wow. So actually, there might be a chance that I am still on for Wattpad Originals. That's nuts. That's great news, actually. That's literally the best news I could have gotten today. Thanks, Tom. I love Tom. Tom with Wattpad is the best. He's great. I'm literally never upset with him. He's so good at like customer service. He deserves a raise, actually. Okay, so now let me get my blush and stuff going on. This is what I need. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need this. A little bit on the nose, a little bit on the chin, and then a little bit on these fingies. Truly, Timothy is the nicest. His name is Tom. Tomothy? Tomothy? My eyes. This hurt me. Actually, so wait a second. I'm deciding that I kind of want... Multiply is not going to be the right color. But let me see which one will be. Like your skin. Give me something like your eyesight. Overlay looks nice. Tomashi? I can't. Tomothy? It's happening. We don't even know what his name is anymore. Nope, it doesn't matter. It's gone. His name slowly devolves until it's no longer anything closely resembling like Tom. It just keeps going. We can't stop it. Marble and ice. This is such a Valerian tune, man. What is even happening? Okay, cool. So that looks good. And then I kind of want to do this thing. Like this. Because I don't like the fact... I need to do this above the liner. That looks good. That way I can do this with the liner that I need to, but then I'm just going to have a little bit of brown. Hydrate! I'm almost done with my cup of tea. Ooh, pizza and garlic fingers for dinner. That sounds so good. Tonight we're having Mexican food. Martha Stewart Mexican food, but she didn't let us down with the adobo, so that was pretty insane. I need to get the pork out. That reminds me. Now I am all done with my jasmine tea. Give me something like your skin. Give me something like your eyesight. Okay, so no highlights on anything except for the hair. That's so weird to me. This is so different than my usual art style, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then we need to clean the line art up. I'm just going to hang here for a second until I get done with this particular step. Tell us if it's good Mexican food. I will. I will let you know. The Martha Stewart meal kits have been interesting because I don't know. I really expected it to be problematic. And somehow it wasn't. So far there's only been like a few like pieces that we didn't really like. Hello, can we? Oh, it just does not look good. Okay, so I have to go with white here. To carve me alive. Okay, I see. Marble and ice. I really like the nice like little sheens there. I'll worry about the hair. And the eyes. So I guess that's it. I don't really have to think about that too bad. Because I do want to have one, like, band of, like, bright white here. Ooh, but I don't like that. But I'll do that. Okay. Oh my god, he looks so cute. he's so cute, guys. Okay, so now what's important is I need to do everything. Everything is lineless. Normally I don't do all lineless, but in this particular case, everything is lineless. So we're going to go in. And it technically has lines still because that's just my style, but it's going to be completely removed from black, we're pulling that out. There we go. Okay, so then let me just keep, I just get to keep going until it's the right color. And then I also have to go through and do all of the skin and stuff too, so no. It's effectively kind of replicating like a Procreate style almost, but with... let's see, how do I want to do these? No, I want to do... how do I want to do these laces? That's good. That's fine. Yeah. Hi, Nina. How are you today? Welcome in. Wow, everybody cool is showing up today. This is such a treat. Welcome. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Okay, slowly but surely. I didn't get a notification you were live. Womp womp. It posts in the Discord. I don't know if it posts elsewhere because I'm not super familiar with YouTube, to be honest. I do not know how that nonsense works. Oh, I hope that you get over your cold soon. I got over a cold very recently, and it was a massive pain in the butt, so I know how that is. But I'm doing really good. I got over that demon of a cold, and then graduated school and recently, and then I also got married, which was really fun and chaotic, but now it's done, so now I get to rest, and then I've just been kind of like working on portfolio stuff and applying for jobs and like all that good stuff. So that's been cool. Yes, no, it's okay. Yeah, if you're in the Discord and you're just like muted, no harm there. Like I totally understand that. I have like literally like now that Q's Discord is so full of like Herkied people, I'm like, I'm death gonna leave and I'm scared. Like I'm super excited for Herkied too though. I'm trying to complete Herkied before in the next month now that I actually have free time, and I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna actually get a bingo, which is crazy. Thank you! Yes, I am free. I am free of the nonsense. Free of the nonsense that is school. I technically still, I don't know if my final portfolio is accepted. So I'm like just kind of awkwardly twiddling my thumbs and I'm like, hello? I don't know how long it's supposed to take for them to do that. But it has now been a couple of weeks. I don't know. I'm assuming I'm just going to get my diploma and I'm just going to chill. Like, it'll be fine. But, yeah, the wedding was fun. I've technically been married since, like, November, but, like, we got to do the ceremony finally, which was great, and it was a very enjoyable time. I only have 14 books left, and I'm somehow certain I'll make it. I don't know if just getting the bingo is considered winning, or if we have to black out the board to win. I'm like, what is the win condition there? Because I'm definitely going to get a bingo. I think I can do it. I got to get through, like, Queer Rainbow and then a couple of other things, and then I'll make it. But I'm probably in like a similar boat where I have like a good chunk of books, probably like 10 or 15 books. But I think if I continue to just focus on like short stories and novellas, I think I'm going to be able to make it through. Till the end and then you start again. I think participating is winning, really. Yes, correct. I like that answer. I'm so stoked. I want to get the little sticker, though, so bad. As soon as Q was like, there's a sticker if you win, I'm like, son of a gun. Like, I need the sticker to feel validated. I'm terrible. Let's see, I realize on this medal I do want to do a highlight. Get it a little shiny here. And the bank robbed the people, so the people robbed the bank. Okay. Looking good, slowly but surely. Yeah, right now I'm in the middle of Pet by, let me check the author's name again, because it is Central Caribbean. It's Pet by, Akwaeke Emesi is the author. They are so amazing. But Akwaeke Emesi. They're Nigerian. Really, really cool. The sticker isn't really a synonym for a carrot on a stick. Correct. Yeah, Q knows how to get us gripped. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It is what it is. To be honest, though, I was actually really sad before doing Herkyed because I used to read a butt ton as a kid. And then effectively trying to run my own business and keep myself afloat financially took up so much of my time that, like, I've just consistently, like, no joke, been working like an 80-hour-a-week shift for probably about a decade. Like 60 to 80 hours nonstop, all day, every day. And so, like, now that I have a more stable job and can actually read, I'm like, oh my god, is this what, like, having free time and having a nice time reading books again is like? And it's been, like, really nice. I read a bunch of wild short stories yesterday. So, yeah, it's been very refreshing to, like, get back into the swing of things and actually, like, read. I missed it. Oh, y'all might find some enjoyment in this. I've decided that I'm going to be doing a series on TikTok and probably on YouTube Shorts as well, where I take very popular novels and then read them chapter by chapter and break down why they're bad from, like, an editorial standpoint. I'm getting an editor certification in line editing at the end of July, and then I'm going to be going and getting developmental editing and sensitivity editing right after that, so that'll stack on top of my master's, so I'm going to be, like, uber qualified to look at stuff. And I want to take down, like, I know I'm looking at what is that, Near to Heaven or whatever, that one by James Frey or whatever, the guy that was like, I used AI to write this. That guy, that's going to be my first target. Prime Pickens. So I have my library set to notify me when that one drops, and I'm going to be like, okay, look, just because it ended up in the New York Times does not mean it's good. And here's why. But also, too, I put Midnight Sun on that list. Because I know everybody goes rabid for Twilight, and I actually, like, I actively hate Twilight so much. And I'm ready to just tear it apart. I'm so excited. So I have to just kind of keep my eye out for like books to do that too, and then we're just gonna go chapter by chapter and just be like, yep, this is why this is bad. So hopefully it'll be educational. And I'm gonna try and approach it from like a, you know, like if you like it and it's garbage, like that's up to you, like that's fine. But like if there's like actual problematic stuff in it, you know, being able to like talk about like, no, don't use AI to write your books, or like don't be misogynistic, or like whatever is going on in the book, to be like, no, this is just bad. Like this is misogyny, and this is why. Don't be a little weenie. And then if you say that this is your favorite book, you are a problematic person. For an international email, including my phone number, do I include the +1 in front of my phone? Yes. Yep. You got it. Also, sometimes people just want to read trash, and I respect that. Yeah, because totally. Because, like, if something is just kind of bad, but it's, like, kind of trashy and enjoyable, that's, like, one thing. But for, like, the main problem that I have with, like, mainstream media publishing here in the United States is that, for example, with, like, bestseller lists, the main problem is that the bestseller lists are actually loaded. So, for example, the New York Times bestseller list, they determine who is going to be a New York Times bestseller before the book even comes out. And the way that they do that is by partially preloading the list in such a way that they like force pre-orders. So they will intentionally get bookstores to pre-order a shitload of the books. And that will drive up sales, artificially inflate sales before the book even comes out. So then, as soon as the book hits shelves within 24 hours, you can say, yes, this book is a New York Times best-selling book, when it hasn't even been out for 24 hours. And a lot of people then assume, oh my God, that's because the book was so popular, it did so well, it must be good. When in reality, what happened is that the publisher intentionally just sold a bunch of copies to places like libraries, bookstores like Barnes & Noble, or other places like that to push the book artificially onto the top of the list. So the book, nobody's even really read it. Nobody's given feedback for it. There may be a couple of Kirkus reviews, but like for the most part, the book itself is relatively unknown. But because they have the money and the clout, they're able to effectively artificially inflate the book's reputation, which is really annoying. And so that's why you get books like Twilight that end up on the New York Times bestseller list, where it's not actually a good book. It just so happened that it went viral before virality with books was even a thing. You know, Book Talk obviously was not a thing at that point. So it's kind of a weird place to be. Just because it ended up in the New York Times does not mean it's good. Gestures to Colleen Hoover. Exactly. Well, and there's a difference, like, people don't understand that there's this thing, and it's called upmarket fiction. And upmarket fiction in the book world, the publishing world, is effectively books that the publishing industry knows is going to sell really, really well. In other words, it's going to be up in the market, right? And so people like Colleen Hoover, I feel like, are upmarket, and that's all that they do, is that they know that they can just hit the spin to win button, and then surprise, surprise, you game the system. And some authors that do end up there on the, like, you know, winning awards like the Hugo Award or like being on the bestseller list, they do deserve it, you know. So it's like it's hard to pick out between like, okay, what actually belongs there and what is trash. Like, so this is Canvas. Oh, I like this. I'm gonna go ahead and give this no saturation though. There we go. Yeah, so it should be fun. Should be kind of interesting. I am excited for my video about Trans Frankenstein to come out as well. That's gonna be soon. Oh, swoopsie. Wasn't there a huge thing where someone wrote their book and their dad bought like a warehouse of their book, so it got a New York Times bestseller list, but it turned out to be awful? Yeah, I believe it. I don't know if it ever happened. Like, I can't verify that because I never heard about it. However, it would not surprise me if that happened. And for context, because I work for a book marketing company, I've been able to get my books to be #1 bestsellers on Amazon, despite the fact that I have like 10 readings and 0 reach, right? The way you do that is the exact same way, where you intentionally load your keywords on Amazon, and then you have to figure out which categories have the least amount of competition, and then you get everybody that you know to download and buy as many copies of your book as humanly possible, and you're aiming for like 9 sales, 20 sales, 30 sales, right? And if you can get people to do that, then all of a sudden you to the rocket up to the top, and you instantly just like get the bestseller tag. So there are ways to cheat it and to be cheap. And it's just a marketing ploy. It effectively means nothing. Oh, not what I wanted. Oh yeah, sure, Aqua. Yeah, give me a second. Once I get off of stream, I'll definitely go and take a look at that for sure. Oh, I kind of like this, like... it's tough because I like this, like, ashy kind of texture that it gives to it. But I don't like that it washes him out, his skin tone, really, really bad. Need to funk with the levels here. Yeah, you learn a bunch of like effectively like really tricky marketing tactics to get your books there, you know, and like selling books is really like it's tricky because to some extent you want to be honest, you know, but then also too you want to make money. So you kind of just have to like deal. Oh, see, but I don't want him to look dirty, though. Actually, you know, I thought that was the right choice. But it wasn't. Oh, that's pretty nice. I'll leave this one open and see if I can find something else better. But yeah, that's pretty much what major publishing companies are doing to get their books to the top, is effectively manipulating market trends and like forcing their book to succeed. So like buyer beware, I guess, is the lesson there. But that's what's so fun about being a publishing consultant, though, is that like teaching people that it's like, yeah, you can actually do this shit with your book, and I can make it so that your book sells well, and it's going to be awesome. And then it actually does. You know, it's like you can see the direct results from that, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Kind of like Divide better, actually. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, not bad. Do you have a setting where you can turn the brightness to opacity so it's just darker shadow portions of the texture remaining. Not in Photoshop, but you do have this thing called levels, and you can do that as well. So I can just mess around with the levels to make it so that way certain portions of it are brighter or darker, which actually, that looks pretty good. And now we're in a good place with this texture. So, hooray! Wowee! So we finished a turnaround, and then we finished pose 1. And now I have to really do like 4 more good solid poses for Brady, or more if I can, on this sheet to give him some like good like shape. But we did finish the turnaround, and that's what's important. Oh, wait. I am a fool. Okay, there we go. Nice. Cool. Well, thanks for everybody for hanging out today. Sorry I was a little late. I'll be back tomorrow with a shorter stream, but we're going to be doing writing, and we're going to be doing some sprints. And I'm going to be working on my sci-fi, like soft sci-fi retelling of The Little Brother and Sister by the Brothers Grimm. So if you want to pop by and do some sprints, I'd love to have you. I'd love to see you. But otherwise, I'm going to go and have some lunch. And thank you so much for hanging out. And also, especially huge thanks to Blueberries96 for that resub on Twitch. That was very, very nice. And thank you to everybody who's been subbing to me on YouTube. The most recent is going to be Twikita. Followed me on YouTube, subbed on YouTube. So awesome. Yeah, and I'll definitely check out your email, Aqua. Thank you for reminding me. I'll see everybody soon. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.